you can't get rid of. You can't chop us down. You can't mow our lawn. We keep growing. It's me and the original Life Game member, the living legend Larry. How you doing tonight, brother?
Oh man, I am doing fine, man. Just got finished doing my live stream a few minutes ago. I was doing my weekly haul video, and hopefully a few people from over there are coming over here. So we'll see.
Yeah, we love having you guys come when we do our comic book stuff. We enjoy that. Don't get it twisted. We like to see you when we do our power to and all the other stuff. But we really want to figure out how can we get us blacks tapped into that comic book realm. Us cool black folks, the ones who wear a shirt that says Black King and be proud of it. That type of black folks, what I'm talking about. So, Big Larry, what we go ahead, Larry.
I was gonna say, there's a comic book, publisher company called, I think it's called Godhood Comics. Some people may see them they post a lot on Instagram. You may see them on there, but apparently they just signed a deal with who did they sign with? I think it might have been Amazon or Netflix. They just signed a deal to start producing I think they're going to do some live action stuff, or it's either live action or maybe animated stuff, but it's all black. They're all black comic book characters. And so I'm hoping maybe when you get something like that going, you'll get black people that start to get more into the comics. And I really felt like they were really pushing it. Like they were getting people there with Black Panther, but then COVID hit and all the production was delayed. They didn't really get to capitalize on that momentum. But I felt like if they could have, they really would have got some black folks in there. Not just like the nerdy black folks that already were digging comics, but like regular people that weren't really into comics as they were younger. But now that they're a little bit older, they can look back and say, whoa, I didn't know they had all this stuff. And then you can really have people getting into it. So hopefully maybe with the next Black Panther, they'll get that momentum back, or maybe with something else, they'll get some, they'll get some momentum again, and we'll be able to bring them in.
I ain't too optimistic about this new Black Panther. I'm just not. I'm gonna see it.
I'm not either, man.
But I'm just not too optimistic. I mean, we have to have a T'Challa, man. I mean, he was that positive black male lead character that surrounded himself with strong black women that fought for him. That his Dora Milaje was his Secret Service. And he showed you how a strong black man can mesh with strong black powerful women and still be quote unquote head man. He showed you how to do that. And now all of a sudden you don't want to have that no more. And I mean, and you're right, Larry, there were so many people turning out to these different parties for Black Panther that didn't even care about the comics. They were just showing out because they knew that this was going to go into African lore, paint a good light, and it had some great superstar actors in it. I mean, the list went on and on and on. And so they turned out for it. And a lot of them was getting into it. Their kids was getting into it. Because if you remember, I went to one of these parties with my homeboy James in Winston-Salem. Larry, the thing was every stadium that they had for movies that day was Black Panther. And they had like 6 running Black Panther all at the same time. And they had a party up there. It was an African party. People came up there dressed in African garb. And I felt like I was underdressed. And I had a T'Challa shirt on and all that. And I felt like I was underdressed.
Oh, man, you were doing
Black Panther hat that's over there. And, I was running it. But I said all that to say, I would love to see that momentum come back. Because those people were so into that particular story, it made them start digging up the Marvel universe for other stuff. Of course, they started looking. So when did he drop? So they went back and looked at Winter Soldier. They went back to see that. And then they started trying to say, well, when are we going to see him again? So here comes Infinity War and all that. So yeah, you're right, man. We can get them, but we've got to keep them engaged. So, but having said that,
you know what I think could be another movie that if they made an individual movie that could really help propel that momentum forward. And this is, I mean, I want them to keep the main, and this is not saying anything bad about black women at all. I want them to keep the focus of Black Panther on on the male on that male side of Black Panther. But not that you can't have Shuri as a Black Panther. We know she becomes a Black Panther in the comics, but she's also Black Panther alongside of T'Challa. I'm okay with that, but we can't get rid of him because in the comics, so much of that was about male energy with T'Challa, Killmonger constantly fighting, battling, Killmonger constantly sending his goons and his cronies after T'Challa. But where I think they could really start to capture some of that energy if they have a really good live action movie, and One Take would know this, on the DC side, if they come out with a Nubia movie. If they have a Nubia movie where you could really have that strong female Black superhero character who is Wonder Woman's big sister, you can make that movie and have people just absolutely loving it, So
well, I hit up what's going on, One Take, and we'll get into it in a minute. We just wrapping it up about comics, man. I had Imani Lewis on my show Wednesday. Was it Wednesday? Wednesday or Tuesday, one of them days. And she's trying to get into something like that. And she would do a great role as the one you just mentioned, Larry. I sent some emails to some of my people that kind of got their ear close to casting. And I'm hoping we can get to see that sister in the MCU because she can act her ass off. She can be a badass. She can be
I'd really like to
badass.
see as Nubia is what's her name? What's her name? The couple of them I would like to see. The one, what's her name? Something Shannon. Is it Shannon Thornton or something Thornton? The one that the woman that plays
Mississippi.
I think she would. I think she would really make a good Nubia because she's sizable. She has some muscle tone to her. She's not real skinny and whatever. She has a nice amount of muscle tone to her. And also the other woman that used to play in that show that we like, Shameless, Shanola Hampton.
Oh yes.
She would be. I think she would make a great Nubia too.
The only thing is Shanola's a little older, and if you're gonna run this. But look. If you're gonna do a 2-movie run, she would work. But if you're gonna be trying to run this character,
I don't think she's any older than what's her name though.
Shannon is just she older than Gal Gadot.
You think she's older than Gal Gadot?
Oh yeah, definitely. Now Shannon is like 30, 31, something like this. So you could run her for a decade.
Yeah,
definitely do that. But ladies and gentlemen, the One Take Big Dog is in here. One Take Big Dog. I'm back to bowing down to you, my brother. I bow down to you, my brother. I bow down to you.
Man, if One Take put some glasses on right now, we'd have Maybach music in the house, man. He's got the Rick Ross beard on point.
Hey, it's getting right, man. I cut mine down, bro. I cut it down. I'm going to let it grow back, though. But
mine's more gray than it's black now. I'm about to go get me some of that. What's that stuff that you a little toothbrush where you color it
just
in?
For me. That just for me.
Get some just for me. I'm gonna come back next week. I'm gonna be all dark and
or you just holler at Dye Beard from Peacemaker.
There you go.
Right. It'll get you right. Yeah.
So one take, man. I gotta admit, man. I gotta admit, I love this episode. I just did not like the way the daddy died. They hyped up that suit with the trailer, and I felt like I needed to see more out of that. But we're gonna get into it. I just want to go ahead and put that on you. I gave you your credit because I actually enjoyed John Cena. Another week. I enjoyed him another.
Man, you're gonna mess around and become a John Cena fan talking like that.
Larry, let me give y'all the backstory here. When me and my buddies was going to see wrestling, and they had started the "Let's Go Cena sucks." I was on the "Let's Go Cena" side. I even got a spinner belt. I got a belt autographed all that. Yeah. I mean, have y'all not seen that wall back there? Let me duck. You see, there's belts back there, man. I got the Cena spinner belt in the case with the spinner and all that on it. And ladies and gentlemen, yeah, man. Yeah, man. I done been to WrestleMania 4 times.
I think I've been 1, 2. I want 4 or 5 times myself.
Yeah.
Wow. So, I've never been.
Oh, it's amazing.
It's bruh. It is one of the best places to go meet friendly rednecks. I'll leave it at that. And I welcome the big homie, the big homie, my brother, B. Avery. How you doing, brother?
What's good? What's good? I'm doing fine, man. How y'all doing?
Look at that.
Hanging tough, man.
Baritone Brandon in the building.
Yeah,
I like
man.
that. I like that. Baritone Brandon. That's what's up.
So one take, give me your thoughts on the overall episode before we dive into it. And I'll go around and get all the gentlemen's opinion of this episode.
Man, it was another great episode in my opinion, bro. Like from as far as like the struggles with Peacemaker, the comedy that Peacemaker, Economist, and Vigilante had throughout Peacemaker coming to peace with like finally having to deal with his dad. I really enjoyed the moment between Harcourt and Adebayo, get to see both of their perspectives on different things.
Yeah.
And one of the things I think I appreciate about the show the most is that we saw with the character dying that this show actually had stakes. And like I think the build up for that moment was kind of like set up in last week's episode, and it paid off in this one because I think you really, really felt that depth and how it affected certain members on the crew.
Damn right. Because look, which one of us predicted Murn was going to kick the bucket?
Oh man,
I can't take the credit for that one.
I don't think I did. I think I was thinking he was going to make it through.
B. Avery said there's a chance he could die. B. Avery said it.
Okay.
Yeah, you said it. Let me refresh your memory because I'm coming to you anyway. Remember when we was kind of talking about we think that he could be a butterfly? I mean, this was like right after he got thrown in the blow up situation.
Right.
And I was saying to you, B. Avery, I think he's evil. You said, no, Lamont, he's not evil. And he might have a chance of dying if he's not evil. So literally, what you said to me in retort truly happened.
Wow. Well, that's what's up right there. I honestly don't remember, but hey, if you said I said it, then we're gonna go with that right there. So
I remember because one take the whole time was thinking he could be a butterfly, but he couldn't tell if he was gonna eventually be evil or bad. He was kind of on the fence a little bit. You was category. If he's good, he's gonna die. I remember like
wow, I need to get my memory checked to go to the doctor because that's kind of scary right there. But you want to know how I felt about the episode?
Yes, sir. I do, man. I do.
Yeah, like One Take Big Dog. It was just another fire episode. This may be the best episode in the whole season for me so far. I love how everything circled back around. I'll go ahead and tell you my favorite moment is actually I can't even remember if this was the last episode, if it was 6 or 7, but when Eagly. No, it was this episode when Eagly hugged John Cena in the vet in the vet office, and Adebayo was outside in the window, and she looked at him, and the WTF look that she had on her face for me was just priceless. But then they did a flashback. There you go. They did a flashback to the scene, so like the first episode 1 or 2, where they was in a parking lot, and she was like, "I call BS on that." He was like, "Hey, well, if you don't believe in miracles, that's on you." And they had the music too. I was like, "Whoa, this is perfect." Like, I mean, I was just like blown away right there with how James Gunn directed that. I also like that everything kind of circled back around as far as characters getting a rematch because as we know, Chris Peacemaker, he got the rematch with Judo Man in the parking lot, and that was, he was raving about the wrestling scene and all that. But then, what's her name, Harcourt and Adebayo, they got a rematch or whatever too. And even though he did come in and drop kick them like Chun-Li, which was nice, they did get some licks in. I didn't really like Adebayo at the very beginning. With her, how she responded to Harcourt about the diary, and I don't know. That was just kind of shaky to me right there. I mean, I don't want to just go recap the whole episode myself, but I pretty much loved everything in this episode. It was fire. So yeah, I really enjoyed it.
He got feelings about stuff, boy.
Yeah.
hey, look, man, look. You guys got to know whenever I send y'all a message, it invokes something in me. I mean, you got to know that. There's been episodes I don't say nothing to y'all because it was just the last 2 weeks I've been in that DM like the minute after when y'all see my message, I just got done watching it. And it's like this was a Larry talk first, man. I love this episode. Minus that one part. Just that one part. Other than that, everything these fellas, but fellas can't talk too loud on this.
Okay.
That Harcourt in that black with that coat and her butt. Bruh.
I'm waiting for a shoe to come flying through the room.
Hey, she in the other room watching right now.
You know what I'm saying?
Bruh. Look, y'all can deny it all y'all want to, but that was just like extra icing on the cake. And Vigilante was my favorite part. Larry, take the floor.
Yeah, man, I like this episode too. I'll tell you, there was one thing that I had a problem with this, which I think they sort of wasted it. And I mentioned this before. Seeing the way they did White Knight, I'm like, they shouldn't even have had him in there this season. They should have hinted to it. Like they should have had the father in there. And maybe like they should have had the father in there. They could have done the whole thing where he went to jail, he got out. But they should have maybe like at the last episode had something where they like just flashed on the White Knight suit and hinted towards it, but never really showed him. Because once you see the character in his full regalia, the dude is like, I mean, that is a fantastic villain for season 2. They could have had the whole season focused in on fighting White Knight and racist white folks. They could have had, it would have been a perfect season 2. And they just took him out. Like they took that great character, that great villain, and just ended him.
Larry, and you want Lovecraft Country going DCEU. That's what you're looking for.
That would have been fantastic. That would have been fantastic. But I mean, there was so many things in this episode that I liked. Like I love the way how Harcourt's sort of demeanor towards Adebayo changed when she realizes that Waller is her mom. Because she recognizes how totally and completely ruthless Waller is. And when she said, "That's your mom," it was like her whole thing. She was like, "Oh, I get it now." She was just like she changed. It was just like, it was like she felt, it was like she realized, I think you're probably being manipulated. Like, I still think that I still would not be at all surprised if Adebayo and her girlfriend losing their jobs at the same time was completely manufactured by Waller so that she could get her in this situation.
Now I like that.
Damn, I never thought of that.
I'm with that.
I mean, I'm with that part.
I'm with that. That's Waller all day.
All day.
All day. That's Waller. Yeah. All day. Because Waller is a powerful person in the DC universe. She's very powerful. I mean, she's under the tutelage, right? The next person below Lex Luthor in terms of being able to control ambassadors, yes. I mean, there's even an episode in DC where she was in Moscow, hit the nuclear button, then came to America and hit our nuclear button. The chick got power, man. So yeah, she can make things disappear. Yeah, that's for real.
Man. But that scene in the van when Peacemaker said something to the effect like, we're not a team or something like that, or I thought we were a team, but whatever. He broke her all the way down. Yeah. She was feeling all kinds of ways, man. I was like, he just gut punched her with that emotional hit right there. I was like, man, because at that point they were really starting to sort of mesh as a team, They were sort of realizing like, it's us. Like literally, it's like it's us saving the world, and this is it, And Adebayo is just sort of like, she got caught out there, and what's his name was all in his feelings. But I mean, it was just a good episode. It was a lot of fun. It's just, the whole thing with White Knight to me was just hilarious because you have this dude that is so ridiculously badass. Like, I don't ever want some racist white dude to have this much power, which we know they do in some respects. But the dude's got this super suit on. He's flying. And then at the same time, he surrounds himself with complete and utter buffoons. I mean, just complete and utter idiots and buffoons. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Like, what?
The toughest one in his count was the bald head of Laris Morissette. That was the toughest one in his count. Sitting in the front seat that he screwed. That's the toughest one in his count, man. And
he reminded me. Those dudes reminded me of the clan dudes that were in Django and Django with the mask.
Yeah,
I think
that's what they reminded me of. Just a bunch of clowns.
Yeah,
you know.
So, fellas, I'm gonna take us from the top. I got like 5 points throughout the show I want us to cover. But let me give you guys one of the clips that bothered me, and it kind of showed me that just how powerful or how much of a leader this one particular butterfly is. And the actress playing the woman that's encapsulated with this butterfly, she killing it. And I might just say, hey, you got an eye look too, young lady. B. Avery, you get first dibs on that one, brother. Talk to me about what was you thinking when you saw that scene, the way Murn died, and just a little bit of that young lady's power.
Yeah, man. He went out like a G. You know, I loved it. I'm sad that he's gone because he was my favorite character in the show. I loved his personality. I loved his demeanor. I love the exposition dump that he had in previous episodes about the conflicting choice he had to make of taking over Murn and saying that, you know, hey, well, he was a bad person and I didn't have a, you know, he was screaming like, I had to stop him. And that same passion came out right here, like, you know, kill the cow, you know, and he did the best he could. And it sucks that he died. Also, Sophie, I just like her as a performer.
Man.
I don't know why, but she just really stands out to me. And she's like 7 different personalities in this whole show. She's goofy in the intro dance, like everybody else is. Then she's like a serious cop investigator or detective. But then she tries to be funny with dry humor with her partner. But then right here, you know, she's turned into evil alien, you know. And she's really selling it. And so another great scene, you know, and actually I was about to say those are my 2 favorite characters, but I got a lot of those are my 2 favorite characters. And so, you know, I loved it.
And look, B. Avery, whatever she's selling, I'm buying. Damn it. Whoa. That was another one that caught me. I was like, this chick, your acting is talking to me, Larry.
I like her too, no doubt. I definitely like her too. I'll tell you the scene that I loved in this was when Judo Master whooped those 2 dudes outside the convenience store.
We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. Just hold your horses. Hold your horses.
Yeah, this scene was dope. It was it really showed that, you know, like the butterflies, even though I guess they're a lot like we are. You have people who want to do the right thing and people who are ruthless and will stop at nothing to get to their own means, to reach their ends. And she was ruthless. She was basically like, you know, she didn't think anything about it. She grabbed the thing. She grabbed her fellow butterfly, squashed him, and threw him off to the side like he was nothing. And when she was questioned about it, she was like, "Yeah, and what? What'd you want me to do about it? I mean, he's dead. I did it because we have goals we have to meet, and he was in the way. He was an obstacle, so he had to get pushed out the way." And you know, we see a lot of that in humanity. The butterflies are pretty much the same. So I mean, unfortunately, because of how they are and how we are, it's very easy for them to take over us and no one to really even know because they're just being themselves, which is basically being like humans.
Yeah. Okay.
Are all of them dead too?
The people?
Who?
Yeah.
Everybody infected with the butterflies? Yeah. There's no way they can come back?
Not that we're saying.
No. Now you did catch what they said. The butterflies are able to tap into their memories and some of their other functions and stuff like that. But the people inside of them, they gone.
Yeah, they gone.
I wonder if they're going to figure out a way to allow someone to like save someone from the butterfly. Like if the butterfly can voluntarily come out of someone if there's a way.
I think they.
So that was something. Right.
Yeah, because all we've seen right now is them being either killed or forcibly ejected. We haven't seen one voluntarily come out.
So that was something I'm going to talk about in a scene right after this, involving Harcourt when she came and she cuddled with what was his name? Obi-Wan Kahoo. What was that butterfly's name?
Oh,
yeah. One take it's on you anyway, man. I know Murn was your guy, man. So what was it like for you to see this happen to him?
Man, I just kind of liked how he pretty much accepted his fate and just left it in their hands. Not only that, I think the stuff with Sophie I really enjoyed as well, just because of you see the difference between the threat that Sophie's character, Goff, or whatever you want to call that, the leader of the butterfly, opposed to the threat that the white dragon had. Because Sophie literally didn't hesitate to kill. Like Murn was about to go into this. Oh, I'll never let you. Boom, boom, boom. Yep. There's no talking. So that just lets you know when the time comes to try to kill Peacemaker, Vigilante, anybody else. They just get them out the way. The whole mission is, hey, I have to kill you, so we have to, so we can get everything else done. But I also like the slight questioning of her act of killing Murn by the other butterfly, because it's like, okay, maybe we see something. It's like, okay, we're killing our own people. Us coming down here and taking over everything else, that's cool, but we're killing our own people. And if you really think about it, Murn never killed the butterfly. Murn never killed a butterfly himself. Only people killed him were like Peacemaker and others, but Murn never personally killed a butterfly himself. So I'm kind of looking at that like maybe that's like kind of like taboo, even if he was against them. So I'm hoping that like plays a part like in the last episode.
I think that's going to be a problem for it, because the language is important. And the guy that said it, he said you murdered him. It wasn't like Jesus said you killed him or anything else. He said you murdered him, and I think that's going to come back to bite her.
Yeah,
because you got to think that that butterfly probably has his own fashion. Maybe his fashion is the resistance from wherever the planet is at, and it's got to be more soldiers, because she said he was a soldier. There's got to be more soldiers like him out there trying to plan a resistance against Sophie's butterfly or the senator's butterfly. Whichever one you want to call it. So I'm interested to see a little more. Like I'm ready for a season 2 now. Look, I don't know what the hell is about to happen to that fucking caterpillar-looking cow. I don't know what's about to happen to him, but whatever it is, it's not going to end this season. There ain't no way. No way.
I got a feeling that the cow isn't bad at all. I got a feeling like the cow is the captain. It's like they captured it and just
I agree.
It looked terrified when you saw it. It looked scared and terrified.
I agree with you. Yeah,
I would be so disappointed if that happened. I want a threat. Yeah. I mean, you may even consider it a repeat of the Suicide Squad, but to me, that would kind of take the threat and the stakes away. If it was like, oh, I'm captured. But I mean, that's just me. But I want him to eat. I want him to be evil.
What I would want to know is how did they capture this being, and are there any more of him? And what's up with this teleportation device? How far can you teleport something? It can't be but so far, because we've seen the butterflies come to Earth in their spaceships. So I'm interested to know what all this technology they got and all that. But Larry, I'm gonna transition to you. The very next thing that happened was, we saw Harcourt, and this is one of the scenes I'm talking about. Got to be more careful. Come right on through the door.
That man crazy.
She came through the door, and this is the scene, Larry, I was talking about. One take was just saying something that was going through my mind. I thought that somehow or another, maybe a butterfly in her was going to pop out, give some CPR to this butterfly. Didn't happen. Or maybe this butterfly was going to be magically restored and jump in Harcourt's body because of the way they done the cinematography right here. But you've seen the exchange they had, and then they get to commencing the fight with Judo Master, and dare I say, this was a good-ass fight on Harcourt's end. She was giving it to him. So start there, Larry, and then I'm going to transition to the fellas.
Yeah, that was a great scene, and it was fun to see that with Harcourt because she's been such a we've seen her sort of getting broken down emotionally over the course of the season because she started off just like rock hard, just no emotions for anybody. Like she does her job, then she goes sits by herself in a bar and drinks a beer and is like, just leave me alone, And we see her slowly starting to warm up to everyone and starting to feel like these are friends or family or whatever. And even though, she's looking at this alien, she's gotten to know him because he's been in Murn's body and they've talked and been friends, I guess. And so it was one of those other moments we got to see an emotional side to her character, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I mean, she's definitely one of my favorites. I love the fact that she was fighting Judo Master because I feel like in that scene it was a really good matchup for her because sometimes when you have fights with women, these scenes with fights with women and they show these women fighting dudes that are like John Cena size or and you're thinking to myself, I'm thinking, come on. Like maybe she can get a couple licks in here and there, but there's no way she's beating this dude that's equally skilled and twice her weight and twice as strong. It's not happening. So when you see her fighting someone like Judo Master, who's also small and also fast, and they're probably equally yoked, it was a more fun fight to watch.
Yes, it was.
Okay. One take.
I gotta say, starting at that point right there, obviously. I like seeing characters broken down, kind of like how Larry was saying, bro, and seeing Harcourt actually like really like I don't know the actress's name off the top of my head, but bro, she really killed it in this scene because that's our first time really seeing, and we see just based off the stuff that she said earlier in the episode that she cared more about the people in that group. Okay, like outside of that, like it doesn't really matter to her, but the people inside that group, she grown connected to them in one way or another, whether it's for the job or what. And so seeing her lose Murn, who seemed to be like kind of like somebody, a mentor to her in certain ways, and then the fact that like I think she kind of felt like, okay, now I have a responsibility. No, her putting her finger out there and Murn grabbing it, I was just like, oh wow, this scene is so much better than like I ever imagined it. And once again, I love stakes in shows. I love when like shows are like brave enough to actually kill like characters off and they let you know like the threat level is real. And then they have no time to really like mourn like they want to because Judo Matter comes in, him spinning kicks, bro. He's spinning kicks. He's tossing Adebayo into a table, and so yeah, that whole fight scene, and then I love the fight choreography in it as well. And like to Larry's point, yeah, that I think the fight between them looks so good because of like who both of them are and their sizes, for one. But not only that, I still like the fact that Judo Master was the one to win the fight just because I saw what he was able to do in previous fights against Peacemaker and Vigilante.
But we can't forget the dude's not fighting at full strength. He just got shot in the chest, like a couple days ago? I mean, he's still got a bullet wound.
Yeah.
Speak on it, B. Avery. Speak on it, brother.
Man, I don't even know what to say after trying to follow one take Big Dog. I mean, he knocked it out the park. He knocked that into space right there.
He sure did.
I mean, man, I mean, it was dope. I love the choreography as well, too. I like the fighting. I like the analogy you use as well, too, Larry, as far as the sizes are concerned. And also one take saying that you are glad that Judo Master won. I mean, I don't care who wins the fight. I just want to see all parties involved giving 100%, just trying their absolute best. And I felt that here, nobody was holding any punches. And, it was put together quite well, Adebayo, I mean, they thought it through. Adebayo, she's not her lifestyle. So I'm not expecting her to know how to fight, and she got knocked out in the beginning. Average person, that may kind of make them sit down, but then she still came through with a taser and was able to save the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I'm gonna still do what I can do and not just be like, oh God, crying in the
she
corner.
She was tasing the crap out of him too.
Yeah. So
she didn't hesitate.
She kept on going.
Yeah. So that was very entertaining right there. But yeah, it was one of the dopest scenes in the episode.
Yeah, it was fire, man. It was pure fire. And one take, I'm coming your way now. This was another one of those scenes. This was the scene that I like everything about the scene except for just the execution at the very end. I'm gonna play the clip for you on this one. Because like I said, this episode, believe it or not, for those people that keep calling me a Marvel fanboy, if it wasn't for what happened at the very end of this, I would have gave this episode a 9.5. Literally. I would have gave it 9.5. And I hate to admit that because one take already done said this might be the best comic book thing we're going to see the whole year. But I'm a man of honesty. I'm a truthful man. So this is going to be for you, one take. Here you go.
I was loving that. Yeah. Oh, I love that part. I was like, boy, that's the way not to hesitate.
Yeah.
So one thing, let me just break this down, and then I'm gonna lob it up to you. So
the
thing that bothered me about this was he comes through with this awesome suit. I hyped up the suit last week, like it was gonna be some kind of DCU start tech, and it had a nice propulsion system, but that was it. In all honesty, that crew got saved twice by my man Vigilante. In the very beginning, my man started shooting and had the bomb that separated everybody. And then in this time, as my man was back there in the fucking jungle peeing with his pants down and shit, like
that was just hilarious. That was just hilarious.
He was back there peeing. Cena's getting beat up. Eagly done got punched. I got an attachment to Eagly.
Bro.
Vigilante comes, saves the day, sticks a pin in some kind of a control circuit that powers the suit, and he allows Peacemaker to get up, whip his dad butt, and shoot him in the head. Talk to me about that one take.
Man, I listen, I know for a fact, man, you are completely disagree on this because I love this scene all the way through. Because one, and Larry's great off the hook on this too. Because you saying you wanted to see White Dragon in season 2. I think this, for Peacemaker's arc to come to an end this season, he had to take out his dad. He had like that. That was part of his character development and him moving forward as a character. Because if he would have let his dad somehow get away again, that's still gonna be something that would have bothered him. Bro, this man should have been dead. He talking about he should have killed Peacemaker 40 years ago. He should have been dead way longer than that. Okay, they should have been got rid of this guy, the guy who had his sons out there fighting in a pit, and one of them ended up dying and ends up blaming it on the kid. So ain't no way. Then this is after this man has punched Eagly. My boy Peacemaker said, "The hell with this! I got it. You just punched my bird."
Look at that.
He started. That was they said, "Oh, look at the paint. Look at my boy John Cena emote. Come up, Cena. I
can't lie, man. I can't lie. I can't lie. I can't lie, man. I can't lie." Now, one take. I do got one thing I gotta say. When the daddy said you hit like a girl or whatever word he used, John Cena did swish away like a girl. I'm just keeping it 100.
Whoa. That's one of the things. See? That's why I'm here, man. That's why I'm here. Because he did. He did. But you got to think about this. Because think about what his dad just said right after that. He said, whether I get you right now or later, I'm going to forever be with you. Boom, it's time to kill you, buddy. Don't worry about it. You can say I hear like girl all you want. Go say it down there in hell, buddy, because I got to be out of here.
Oh, wow.
You got,
oh, wow.
Get out of here. Because also, something that I told y'all was gonna come back into play was Vigilante. Vigilante said there are gaps in the armor. And now granted, there are a couple. I'm not going to act like it was a 10 out of 10 scene, even though I loved it, because truthfully, there are some inconsistencies with the suit. I give you that. But I do like how they played and like, okay, he can't use the blasters or whatever that was, because if he would have ever landed with either one of those shots, Peacemaker was as good as dead. He was about to fire.
All of them.
Yeah, right. And another, I don't mean to haul the mic like this, you guys, but I just gotta get into
take your time, man. Take your time. This is you. This is your victory lap, my brother. This is your lap. Look, I'm keeping it 100 with you. Hey, John Cena got me here. I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm thinking about going to get my spinner belt.
You might need to. I want to see it. I'm taking back to the moment where he was standing on, where he was stepping on Peacemaker. I thought that as a few different things. It was one like he's stepping on everything that Peacemaker wanted to represent, because he literally started going through all the things that Peacemaker did, and just like how this isn't the right way, and how this white supremacy is the right way. And if you don't believe in that, you should have died the entire time. So like I said, then my boy Vigilante obviously come through with the save of the day. And not even just that, we got to also give my boy Economo some credit too, because that's his third save of the season. He saved him for the gorilla, saved him from Judo Master, and now he's gunning down all these white supremacists. I know my boy B. Avery was loving it. I tell you, I was watching the scene. All the first I said, my boy B. Avery. I just do it.
Oh man,
I love how this played with the action and how it helped the character of Peacemaker possibly move forward with everything else that's going on.
One take, you deserve that. You deserved it. Don't get me. I like the scene. I just didn't like the way they portrayed the suit. I wanted to see more of the suit. That's it. Yeah. Everything else, I'm fine with it. I just wanted to see more of the suit. That's all. That's it. Of course, I'm a Vigilante fan, so I was happy to see Vigilante basically save the day twice. But you're right. Dye Beard, he took them sons of you know what out. Do you hear me?
Yeah.
Do you hear me? Yeah. B. Avery, jump on in there, my man. You don't push the glass. Oh boy.
Lamont and Larry, I am pushing back on y'all, and I am team one take big dog times 2. I'm Goku, he Vegeta. We fusing to Gogeta right now. You know what I'm saying? Bam! You know what I'm saying? Hold on. This thing, first of all, I'm coming to you, Lamont. First of all, I had zero as we've said, I'm more of a Marvel guy, and you made me more of a DC. So I had zero expectations for this suit. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know who this character was when the show started. I didn't know what the suit was or what it could do. And plus we're getting this in a TV show on HBO Max, something that the streaming, we never got it before. So my expectations were low. So I was actually blown away, when seeing him soar in the sky. Oh, I got him. And then him just coming through like a missile and just knocking over the truck or whatever. I'm like, okay, man, he not playing around. He's serious. And he really tried to blast him. So that was pretty nice right there. Now, your boy Vigilante did come through. I love that he was just ready and sprayed the hell out of him. And not only did he throw the grenade, which was dope, and did separate him, like one take said, I was a little nitpick. I was like, boy, you should have just, threw that hole and kept shooting and backed up. You kind of just took the blast. But to give them credit, I love the fact that they had his adrenaline pumping, and he was like, I got to get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? But he still passed out, because they showed him, he was like when they showed him lean up against the tree, and he was all bloody and bruised or whatever. It kind of like he had a look on his face like, damn, I made it, but that was stupid as hell. Why did I do that? You know what I'm saying? And so, but then he
be angry. What about when he was in the car? He was in the car too.
Yeah, that was my favorite part. I was like, because he was able to get away based off his adrenaline. It was just like he passed out. Of course, he just got blown up. You know what I'm saying? That only makes sense right there. it was funny showing Eagly try to eat Economos' asshole. I don't know why they relationship was so bad. I would have been like, man, fuck this bird. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to help you. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on? So that was interesting right there. You know, I was laughing about the whole raccoon, the wild raccoon.
Yeah, that was funny.
I heard somebody say it may have been one take. I don't know who it was talking about. That could be a nice Easter egg for James Gunn and Rocket Raccoon or something. That's his brother. Yeah. I forgot. I didn't come up with that. I heard that from somebody else. But as far as
103.
Yeah, what's up, Buzz? As far as shoot, what is his name? White Dragon knocking out Eagly. Yeah. Man, that pissed off. He just roared and just like that was dope. And like this was full circle. Like this was such an emotional episode for Chris because, like y'all said at the very beginning, he killed his brother, and his dad is evil. I mean, I have not seen a more justified ass whooping before in my life. You know, with so much anger and passion. You know, and it was just real. And I'm just so surprised that this is coming from John Cena. Like I'm watching this. I'm like, damn, this dude. This is John Cena here with the acting, with the range. Like it feels. I felt for him. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at his face. He's like, that's my child. Man. That's my baby. That's my dog. You know. And I already talked about the scene later when they was in the vet and his dad. I mean, like even we gotta even bring.
I got you. I got you.
Yeah. I mean, like it's funny, but it's serious. And then go to the shot of a White Dragon. I got to give it up to the makeup department, the makeup team. This dude looked pale as hell right before Chris shot him in the face. There you go. I mean, that's like he did look like he got his ass whooped, you know. And like this, like his
skin is whiter than the white on his damn suit.
Bruh. And I know he did kind of sashay like a girl, like you said, man. But he going through it right here, bro. Like his daddy, like I can only imagine like what that to know your daddy blamed you for killing your brother. Just this evil man making you stab. Because remember the other episode where he made him stab the white man that was tied up. You know, and your daddy making you just frustrated. You fucked up in the head. You just are.
Yeah.
And on top of him, it was crazy. His emotions were everywhere, but he was still able to control it. Shot him. They even had the blood spilling out of his. Yeah. Oh, and like you said, Economos coming and just spraying them down. I swear I was clapping. Yes. Only way that scene could have been better is if it was out of bio, a black woman, not only a black person, but a black woman doing it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I would have blew all over the TV, but man, perfect, man. I
also it was a good selection of what gun they chose for Peacemaker to kill his daddy with.
German
Ruger. Yeah,
it was a Ruger. Yep.
Yeah. I'll tell you that there was a real missed opportunity in that whole scene, though, right there.
Let's go, Larry. Let's go. There
was a missed opportunity when you're out in the woods and you have Vigilante with his pants down and ass out peeing. They've already shown that the butterflies potentially could go in someone from the backside. They could have had a butterfly swoop in right there, right as Economos was coming up, and boom, right into Vigilante's asshole. That would have been dope as hell. Because could you imagine?
And guess what, Larry? He could fight White Dragon's powered up suit somehow.
That's what I was saying. That's what I was just about to say. Because he's already Vigilante, he's already hardcore. And now he's got the butterfly strength in him. That would have been so dope.
I hear you. But I feel like for Peacemaker's character, he's the one who had to finish off.
He had to.
White Dragon.
He did have to. But
and plus, that technically would have been like Vigilante was dead too. I would have hurt. I would have been like, damn.
See, this would have been perfect for me if they had done this. If they would have had Peacemaker fight his daddy. Basically beat his dad to at the point of defeat where he's about to take him out, and then something happens. I don't know, maybe some of his racist people blow him up or they hit him with a truck or something. Somehow they're able to separate them so they can get the White Dragon up out of there so that he's saved. Because then you can have, like, I understand why they This season, he's sort of a side villain because the main villains are the butterflies. But they could have had that so that Peacemaker gets he gets his sort of his personal boss battle, fights him, he's winning, but then he doesn't get to finish him off because his people take him away. And then they could have had that for next season where this could have been the main battle, because we know how this country is. We're so polarized on race and all this stuff with all these racist, conservative, right-wing whack jobs. This would have been the perfect play on all of that to have this going on. And then at the end of the season, obviously you have to have them take them out.
Let me give you a little pushback on that as well, Larry. I get your point and I get your reasoning behind it, but the reason I think it's better for Peacemaker to take him out and not have him be the big guy of the next season, because you still having a white guy chasing a racist, and if Peacemaker was a black character, it probably would have been better. But having a white guy go and try to take out another white guy the whole season who's racist, that wouldn't just hit the same.
Plus, and Larry, I'm on your team, Larry. I'm on your team, but I'm going to say something about Peacemaker. His emotions have come full circle starting the last episode when he was playing that piano. And all that was coming full circle because of all the experiences he's just gone through involving his daddy and killing people. And what was the motivations that had him doing it? He was repressing psychological trauma from killing his brother and feeling like it was his fault. And in this episode, they finally gave him the release he needed. He realized this was never my fault. You should have never had me out there doing redneck gambling and shit with my brother, and you trying to blame it on me like it's me. And he let go. And what took him to finally get to that point was seeing his daddy almost kill the last thing that's been there for him that is a living organism, Eagly. And that was it.
Yeah.
That was the
full
full circle
crap
of
out of Eagly, boy. He connected.
Yeah, he
Eagly.
Boy,
I thought he was dead. But Eagly was over there taking names, kicking ass too now.
Yeah.
He really was.
Eagly a soldier.
Yeah, Eagly is gangster. You know, he really is. He really is. That bird is a straight up gangster.
If we could all have an eagle that would be like Eagly to us, people would not have no more Rottweilers and Pit Bulls. Pit Bulls and Rottweilers be done. Forget it. You have a bird that come from up here.
You know,
talking S to you at the Walmart parking lot. You hear the whistle. Here come your bird. What I'm saying?
Let me ask you guys, who's there for a vigilante origin story?
I'm here.
I can dig it.
I'm here. Listen,
that would be fun.
I asked for an episode, just for an episode though. I'd take an episode where you just, cause like, dude slow, bro. Like, I don't care what you say. Dude slow.
I don't think he is. I don't think he is. No, I think dude is sharp as hell. He plays like he's slow, but dude is smart as hell.
Think about the scene at the vet or whatever with the duct tape. He was like, wait a minute, we can't use duct tape.
I got to get it back.
Wait a minute. So you have compassion about duct tape, but not brutally murdering people. Yes.
And he says yes. He just thinks differently, but the dude's breast like when he's looking at the white dragon suit, and the first thing he does is start figuring out where all the weak points are. The dude is smart. He's not slow.
He said, bro, which one is me and which one is Eagly? Bro, come on, man.
Oh, see, that's something I would do. That's just straight comedy. That's just messing with people. That's just messing with people.
He was serious, man.
That dude is the best, man.
I don't think it's slow. I think that he has an emotional attachment to Peacemaker. Like, Peacemaker's his brother. It's like, he does a lot of things to not only protect Peacemaker, but to show Peacemaker that, look, I'm here for you. He's doing a lot of those things. So I think there's some emotional drainage or a lack of that in Vigilante's life. And I think that what he wants to be his family is Eagly and Peacemaker. And the dude, when it's time to get right, this dude get right, man. He get right. But Larry, I will say that he is probably a sandwich or two short of a full picnic. A little bit. I
don't know. He might. I'll put it like this. He might be emotionally slow or socially slow, but he's smart as hell. The dude's smart as hell. I'll give him that. But I agree with you where he wants Peacemaker and Eagly to be his family, because the dude has Peacemaker's back like there is no tomorrow. He does it in such a loving way with them. Like just like that scene when he was up there and he couldn't take out the kids at the senator's house, and he just gently put his hand on his shoulder and he said, "Don't worry, I got this." And just took over and just started lighting fools up. I was like, man, but he was so compassionate in that moment. I was like, this dude is the real deal. This dude's legit.
Yeah, my boy. That man also, to be able to point though, that man threw a bomb and just stood there. Bro. I said, wait a minute, bro. I didn't think he was gonna blow back that much, but then you saw the flames hit him. I'm like, damn, bro. just to have a cool line. It's never not the right time to rock. I said, bro, you risked your life for that.
But the dude is ride or die. Think about it, man. My God. Think about like a few episodes. He went over to the lunch area with the prison guards and picked up a trash can and threw it through the window. And basically like, arrest me. And then went in there. And sat down and said, "Let's all talk about our favorite moments in Black history."
He gonna ride.
Everybody needs a vigilante in their life. Everybody needs a vigilante in their life.
I mean, like this scene right here, him peeing outside and all that. You can't call them crazy for that, because I know one person in particular who enjoys peeing outside when it's very cold because it's very refreshing. So you can't call him crazy on that.
Yeah.
He's one of those dudes that you hang out with. He's one of those dudes you hang out with, and your other friends will be like, "Why do you hang out with this motherfucker?" And you'll be like, "Cause that's my dude, man.
That's my dog.
He may be different, but that's my man's in them."
He is a ride or die. And so, B. Avery, I'm gonna come to you with this one, man. Just talk to me a little bit about this veterinary scene, man. Your boy here got him hemmed up. Now I can't lie, man. I was cracking up, but I was cracking up. Like I was like, wow, this dude is nuts.
Yeah, he's serious.
But we go from that. But think about why he was being nuts, man. He really want this bird to be healed for his brother. He looks at Peacemaker as a brother, and it looked crazy in the waiting room, but back here in the surgery room, everything came to full circle. So be able to talk to us a little bit about this scene. Loved it.
Yeah, like I said at the very beginning, man, this is my favorite scene right here. How they circle back around to the flashback of when Adebayo was like, I call BS. Hey, if you don't believe in miracles, that's on you. And this was just such a beautiful Kodak moment when Peacemaker was able to pull out their phone and get their selfie right there. Because then nobody else can call him BS because he got the proof. He got the photo. I was looking for my phone. Oh, here it go. Yeah, he got the phone, and so he was able to get a selfie. So that's dope as hell right there. But
that was funny. He was all slow with it, like
because he didn't want to mess it up. But I just said in the other scene with the vets, he was a comment like, "Hey, why don't you just say male doctor?" What's even funnier than the whole like, "Hey, you have compassion about tape, but not brutally murdering people." He said yes. What's funnier than that is when at the end, where they're mounting up, they go full circle. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? They get to the doctors or nurses. Oh, dude, got an assault rifle and his something. I'm like, yeah, let's go. Like, what?
Let's ride.
You can't go. Like, why? You're just gonna die. You know what I'm saying? Like, where did you get the weapon? I mean, you just went from being a hostage to want to team up with the people. You know what I'm saying? Just randomness. Man, I loved it, man. I was laughing.
Now that was the only thing that didn't make sense to me. Is like, These dudes are ready to ride with you. They're guns up and ready to ride. Why do you feel the need to tie them up? Like when you leave, why do you need to tie them up? These dudes are down. They're not good. They're not turning you in. They're not doing anything. You know.
Right. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Take the floor, Larry. Oh my goodness.
I mean, I love that scene. I loved it where they were just like, they were mounted up. They were like, let's roll, you know? Mm-hmm. I wanted him to go. I wanted him to go like, what's his name? The bus driver in Suicide Squad. The dude that I can't remember his name, but the dude he ended up getting shot in the office building. And Harley was like, where's he been? Where'd he come from? You know, I can't remember the dude's name, the little chubby dude that was running around with sandals. But anyways, I was hoping they were going to roll. Huh? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, God. I forgot. Yeah. They did my boy back.
I wanted them to roll and be like that, where they're just in the middle of this insane, crazy fight with butterflies and supervillains and superheroes, and they're just like veterinarians with guns. That would have just been hilarious. But I mean, it was just a fun episode. I'll tell you the thing that really got me about John Cena's act in this episode is that, which is really a testament to his acting, is that I didn't see John Cena in this episode. I just saw Peacemaker. I didn't see him at all. All I saw was Peacemaker, and that says a lot to his acting. And I think it says a lot to his acting skills, and it says a lot to James Gunn's ability to bring out the best and non-traditional actors, you know?
Yeah.
Because he's not one of these people that's classically trained. He didn't go to the London School of Theater or the Royal Academy of Arts or Juilliard. He's just he was a wrestler, you know? And he's making that transition, and he's doing a fantastic job of it, you know?
He did. He's doing good, man.
I'll be honest with you. After seeing him in this, I'm really looking forward to see what else he has, what else he's going to do. So, you know, I know he's going to be probably typecast in a lot of ways into these, you know, big sort of action hero, you know, superhero action types.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, Larry, because you know who has been the highest paid actor the last 3 years that only do like major superhero films? The Rock.
The Rock just
but I want to see him with some more range. I'm not convinced The Rock has that kind of range. You know, The Rock basically plays the same sort of role every time.
I mean, you can make a living doing that. You can definitely make a living doing it.
Like I feel like Batista is starting to have some more range too. Like we're seeing him, even though he still plays a lot of action dudes. He's
the best.
He's like
the most
good range.
Right. One take. This is your victory lap, my brother. This is your victory lap. So right behind Peacemaker and the outspread wings of Eagly should have been you. Right behind him when he was taking that selfie B. Avery was talking about, because you seen this coming. You called it. Talk to us about this scene, because this been your puppy.
Man, listen, I love everything about this from Vigilante just doing what he does and just being a delight to watch on screen, and then to the moment with like Peacemaker just having that moment with Eagly, just like because we seen like even when he was a kid, he prayed as a kid. So that's not nothing like surprising for him. Like he always believed, and so like he has that moment. Eagly comes back, he gets his picture. But something else I noticed throughout that whole scene is Adebayo, because I think this is a big moment for her as well. One, seeing that Peacemaker was telling the truth about everything that was going on, because of course when she met him, you have, I think we all can agree when you meet somebody, you have like certain not expectations but assumptions of people, especially off your first encounter with them. And so going off that, and then him telling her about the like, hey, I got hugged by my ego today. It's like, oh, that's not true. And then her finally seeing it, and I also think it bothers her because she also realizing like, damn, I really betrayed this guy. And I think that even that played a part coming back from like last week's episode. Because there was a moment when I think they weren't telling Peacemaker, they didn't tell Peacemaker about the cow. and he would just look. Only person he was staring at was Adebayo, and she would never look back at him. And so, like, of course, she's the one who planted the diary, and like she's really starting to feel bad about, like, damn, this dude really wasn't that bad. I'm starting to really see like the situation he was in, and I messed up. You know what I'm saying? Like, this guy was already not really willing to trust a lot of people because only person he had around with his like piece of shit of a dad. So like, damn, now he let his guard down. I was the one person in his group he said he trusted, and I betrayed him. So I'm just like, it plays all of that stuff playing a factor. But we also got to talk about something that I was proud of, and that's the fact that they look at Harcourt as a leader. I think we all kind of peeped her as like the second in command anyway. With especially since now the Murn's gone, like, we do have somebody leading. And they all looked at Harcourt, and I'm just like, out of all of them there, she's probably the most logical choice because we know how Murn was. Murn was about his business. That's technically who Harcourt is, and we see that she actually cares about the crew, so she's not going to put them in a situation that they could possibly get them killed as well. I love how that entire thing wrapped up. Just overall great show, man, that I told people.
Yeah, man, it was good. You know it was good, man. And that was a pivotal moment, them crowning her the new king, leader of that organization, because if you go back to when Murn got killed, you heard Sophie basically saying, oh, we ain't got to worry about the rest of those people. They're nobody. They're dressed up freaks. She's talking about you, Harcourt. She's talking about you. She's saying you. Now do you guys want to see Harcourt go against Sophie and whip that butt? Do y'all want to see that matchup coming?
I do. Yeah.
Because Cena Peacemaker done had his big kind of climactic virtuoso battle, so to speak. It's time for Harcourt.
And it's gonna be like, yo, you killed my friend. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think that's another thing to go for. Like, yo, you killed my friend. Like, I gotta get you. Man, I ain't think about that.
Wow. Yeah, man.
I hope they can save Sophie because I like her. And I think she was a good person before the butterfly took her. I hope there's a way that they can save her. So,
because that's a lot of dead people if they can't.
It really is.
Yeah.
You know, there's one thing that I don't like about this show. One thing I don't like.
What's that?
And it's the same thing that I do like about it at the same time, is that it's so adult that I can't watch it with my niece. Like my niece and I, over the Christmas break, we watched both Suicide Squads together. She loved them, and I really wanted to watch this with her. And I watched the first episode. I was like, oh, there's no way in hell. I was like, there's just no way in hell. I was like, I can't even go to bat and try to convince her moms to let her watch. I was like, nah, you can't watch this. That's the only thing I don't like about this show. But that's at the same time, it's also what I like about this show. Because DC's superheroes are so goody two-shoe that, like I say, I love the fact that their villains are just so dirty. It's like all their shows about their villains, whether Suicide Squad, both 1 and 2, you know, this show, the Joker movies, they're like their villains are so grimy, it almost makes up for their superheroes being so goody.
I can't wait to see the Batman next month. I just can't. I can't wait. Man. I really hope. Talking
about British Batman.
All right, chill out.
Is Batman gonna have tea? He's gonna go back to the cave and have some tea. He's gonna put his pinky up.
Why you punching somebody in the face? Probably.
Oh God, here we go. Shout out there to Miss K. Please subscribe to her channel. And while you at it, everybody on this panel with me has a channel. They're on my channel tabs. Also in the video description link. As we get ready to get up out of here, let us get all them likes. B. Avery, what you got going on in your channel this weekend?
This weekend I'll be doing my Euphoria recaps. Video by myself. Also with Struggles, Tyra, and One Take Big Dog. That's gonna pop out on Sunday. At 9. There will be no movie news show this Sunday because of the Super Bowl. I might do a Super Bowl after party kickback. If I do, it'll be really random. It'll be real chill. I'm not even gonna be sitting up straight. I'm gonna just be sitting back like this, just relax, just talking like, what's up? So it's just gonna be real. It's just gonna be real chill. If I do it, we just gonna be talking about the trailers and the advertisements that come out during the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? That's it. There's some other stuff that I may try, like other reviews that I may try to get out for this weekend. Like I saw Death on the Nile. It was straight. Letitia Wright was the best part in that.
Okay.
What else? I'm about to watch something after this. And
are you reviewing Tommy's joint? What is that? What's his show? Force?
Yes, I am. I am reviewing it. I did the first episode. I recapped it, and so I'm gonna be doing it. I don't know if I'm gonna be doing lives with Aaliyah. We'll just have to figure it out. But I'm definitely gonna be doing at least covering it myself. But since there's no show on Sunday, moving this roundup show, it would be next Sunday. So and that's gonna be number 50, number 50. I'm really excited about it. So if you're watching,
congratulations.
Thank you. Please come through. I don't want to overhype it, but I got a little extra spice that I'm gonna throw in there. You know what I'm saying? That I'm pretty excited about. Been working on it, so that's cool. And I'm just say to you, gentlemen, you know what I'm saying? I know I've asked y'all recently who is the best character that represents you in fictional. You know what I'm saying? Don't tell the people right now. That'll be a surprise. But if you got some paraphernalia of that character, it may be best to wear it. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, that's all I got, man. What's up?
I'm gonna tell him. I told him I want him to make me Lexington Steel. If y'all know what I'm talking about.
Oh wow! Oh,
I don't know nothing about that. I don't know nothing about that. No way. Yeah, I'm breaking up here.
Oh goodness gracious!
Yeah.
Wow. It's a family show.
Yeah. This guy.
Oh no! Look, my boy One Take Big Dog know what I mean when I say this is the rated R YouTube superstar TV show right here. That's what this is. So Larry, what you got going on in your channel, man?
Oh man, just some more reviews. I have some new lenses for my camera that I'm going to review. One I'm just about finished with, and I have two more lenses I'm going to review. Yeah, just some stuff people sent me. Somebody sent me this thing today. I just did my my weekly haul video. Somebody sent me a water testing mug where it has lasers inside of it, and so you put the water in there and it hooks up to the app, and the lasers read it, tells you if the water's safe. So if you happen to be out, you know, I don't know, if you go to a park or something and you pour some water from the drinking fountain in there, it'll tell you if it's clean or not. You can do it from your house, or I imagine you could put some in there if you're hiking and you pull some water out of a stream. You can see if it's safe to drink. So that's gonna be a fun review. Somebody sent me these also, which is really interesting. This company reached out and said they have these things called My Air. They're bars that help your stress levels. And so they say after 5 days of eating them, they're supposed to help de-stress you. So yeah, I'm curious.
Man, just got some weed in them, bro.
I know, some CBD in there. No, I don't think so. That'd be great, but no, they're just supposed to be. It's supposed to be just super plant food, like superfoods. So,
okay. I mean, weed is a superfood for some people. I mean,
and I've been debating. I've been trying to decide if I'm gonna order that new Samsung Galaxy S22 to review it or not. And I haven't decided yet, because I usually keep one main iPhone and one main Android phone. And the problem is, if I order the S22, that means I'm going to have to put my Galaxy Z Fold 3 to the side as my main Android phone. And I'm just not ready to give this thing up yet. I love this phone like there's no tomorrow. And so I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to do it or not, because I kind of want to review it.
Just wait.
Yeah.
Just wait. I got the 21, Larry, and I will say this. There ain't no better camera almost on the planet than the camera on this 21. It does, what's that, 8K, all that good stuff. And I don't even really use it like that. But I love the phone. Love it. So, One Take, what you got going on, my brother?
Man, you already know. Sunday we got those Euphoria reviews. Hey, I'm gonna let y'all know right now. Me, B. Avery, and Tyra, we about to put together a masterpiece. They know it. I know it's gonna be something special. So you gotta go over to his channel for that, but just be on the lookout for it. Other than that, I probably got like a couple trailer reactions. I'm probably finna watch the new Jennifer Lopez film, Marry Me. There's another rom-com that just dropped on Amazon. I'm probably gonna watch tonight as well, called I Want You Back. I'm probably going to see Death on the Nile tomorrow, so I have that up as well. For my anime fans, obviously I have my Attack on Titan and Demon Slayer season finale reviews coming up Sunday. And I'm probably after this, I'm about to do a video on the DC trailer or snippet that came out today with all the movies that came out. I seen some really good images in there.
I did too.
Really got me excited for Black Adam.
Yes.
So
Let me duck. Let me show y'all that DC back there. Yes.
I mean, we're getting closer to The Rock playing somebody black. Closer. At least black is in the name this time. We're getting closer to it.
We gotta have these DC heroes to shine for Larry, man. We gotta have Batman, the Flash, Aquaman. They're gonna shine for Larry this year.
You know what's funny though? If this movie turns out to be great, you know what's gonna be funny about that is that it just furthers my theory that DC's villains are the best movies that they have.
He's an anti-hero. It's an anti-hero.
Yeah, man. Larry, if they can ever get this thing right, people keep saying how far Marvel is ahead of DC. All it's going to take for DC to do is get 2 consecutive movies right. They'll be right back in the fold with Marvel if they could just get the writing right. And what DC tends to do that bothers me, they run away from being dark and gritty because I'm sure they're worried about sales and tickets for children. But if DC would stay dark and gritty on the screen and stick with a good script, people would be saying DC in the same argument with Marvel, just like that.
Hey, listen, we finna get on the road this year. We got the Batman coming out next month, $1 billion, critically acclaimed, British Batman to the rescue.
You know the problem that DC has, I think, with being dark and gritty is that Marvel's able to be dark and gritty a bit because Marvel always has that element of humor to it. There's always those jokes that they throw in there. And some people don't like them. Some people think they're ill-timed. I don't see all that humor oftentimes in DC. Sometimes they play it straight too much. Marvel always has a sense of humor to their stuff, even though when it gets dark.
Where was they dark and gritty at? Please.
Yeah, what was dark and gritty and funny in Marvel?
And Marvel? Well, let's see. I guess technically it probably wasn't a Marvel movie. I was thinking Deadpool.
No.
Deadpool,
that's not.
Deadpool definitely funny, but it has some dark elements to it.
You definitely know that.
No.
What?
I would say DC just need to have their own identity, and you don't got to do all the humor. If you want to have someone humorous, have one of your lower tier like Harley Quinn, remix her, make her funny and kind of crazy.
She's great.
But give me Plastic Man.
But she's a villain.
Give me Plastic Man.
Okay. I'm with that. Oh, did y'all hear? They trying to resurrect Swamp Thing, who he's pretty powerful in the comics. They're trying to get Swamp Thing.
They're trying to resurrect the show or the.
No. They want to put him in the movie. Now that's going to be dark.
The show was dark.
Yeah, the show was good. Why did they cancel it though? They canceled it like after 1 season.
It was they had a budget problem where the show they were supposed to get a tax lien or something of like $40 million, and that kind of fell through. They end up having to pay more for it. And they just like, okay, we don't because they actually cut the episode down from 13 to 10. You couldn't really tell, but you also still knew that there was more on the cutting room floor. It's still
so they trying to whatever they didn't get done. The idea is to try to put that whole full circle on the big screen, and I like where that TV show was going. That was dark, gritty, scary, thriller. everything DC need to put on the screen. That was it right there. Right there.
So much better than Titan.
Yeah. Have any of you? I think I asked you guys this on the thread, but I don't know.
This guy had to. Larry, you hear this dude, man? This dude here, man.
I got to. I had to.
I forgot. I think I asked you guys, but I don't know if I forgot to answer. Has anybody watched that show Naomi? That's on on CW. Because I know I think it's sort of like a superhero joint, sort of, or she's like super powered of some sort. I know Ava DuVernay is one of the creators of the show, but I haven't seen it yet. I know it's got a black female lead in there, but I haven't watched it. I've been meaning to check it out, so I was wondering if anybody had seen it yet.
No, I haven't checked it out yet.
And Lamont, when are we gonna break down? When are you gonna break down? When are we gonna start reviewing Billions, man? We aren't gonna have too many more opportunities.
Larry, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know.
I feel like we have to drag our people kicking and screaming sometimes, man. We just have to drag them along.
I don't know. I don't know, man, because it's like here's the balancing act I'm doing with that show and comics. I love comics and I love those suspenseful dramas like that and Succession. So I'm trying to do this delicate dance of I'm trying to get the comics up. But at the same time, I've got to keep drawing in people from what's working and trying to filter out the people that do expand the horizon beyond just, just the power universe. And you would think that something like Succession and Billions would cross right on over, but it doesn't. So I'm gonna just say you probably had to bear with me on that. But I am going to try to get on. I am going to try to get on the Euphoria train next year. And Succession possibly, Larry. I might jump on Succession.
Okay.
I just brought this up. I'm gonna try to watch the first episode tomorrow because of this.
Okay.
Wow.
Question for everybody real quick. Is anybody watching the Fresh Prince joints that come on Sunday?
I'm gonna try.
I haven't watched.
It's already on?
They come out Sunday. The premiere episode comes out Sunday.
I'll probably check it out.
Are they dropping like? Is it going to be week to week, or how they going to do it?
I have no idea.
Because it's on Paramount Plus, right?
Peacock.
Okay.
Did you guys watch Raised by Wolves last year?
I watched like the first 2 episodes.
Okay. So I know it's back. I haven't seen it yet, but I know it's back. So yeah.
Well, fellas, we are out of here. It's been real. I got to get away from this YouTube for a little while because, boy, I've been putting in some work this week trying to get these stars. And if you guys want to come check me out, I got another star from Power coming through. Peyton, not Patton, Peyton Ashbrook. She plays Jenny on the show. She's coming through this Thursday at 7 p.m. She's all about Black Lives Matters. She hates Donald Trump, and she's willing to talk about all that before we talk about all her thespian abilities. And y'all know I like me a white woman that's willing to do all that. BLM all day. I didn't say BBC. I said BLM. And having said that, we out of here, people. Before I get into any trouble.